Shalom, shalom. Call halal yamla. YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAKADASH. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great most of the teaching them well. Peace and salutations be to the full elect. I'm Brother Tazwa. I'm coming at you from the province of Babylon, camp here in Tampa, Florida. Coming at you from the province of Babylon camp. Of course, I already said that. It's like it. But this lesson is going to be going into is in transit, going into Kamala Harris. It's not Jake. Kamala Harris is not a Jake. The brothers really already knew in the spirit. But all these false narratives being pushed, trying to get Jake to believe that she Jake, it's just absurd, man. It goes to show you how the devil comes. You know, John knew she wasn't no Jake because she's running for president. They never gonna let a Jake be in the office. They tried to say Obama was a Jake. Obama was not a Jake. You know, this nigga was ham, and I think Muslim or something like that. Just like Arabic, somewhere along those lines. But he definitely wasn't a Jake, man. Now I got an article here. I actually just posted. Spirit hit me to strike the iron while it's hot. It says the Daily Beast News article. It says Janet Jackson on Kamala Harris, quote unquote, they discovered her father was white. Alright, so in here it says Janet Jackson spouted misconceptions about Kamala Harris' racial identity in an interview with The Guardian published on Saturday. It says racial identity in an interview with The Guardian published on Saturday. It says, quote unquote, she's not black. That's what I heard, that she's Indian. Her father's white, the singer and dancer said, adding, I haven't watched the news in a few days. I was told that they discovered her father was white. Quote unquote. It says Vice President Harris' father is a well-known Jamaican economist, while her mother is Indian. Disinformation about the Democratic presidential nominee's race has been espoused by the likes of Donald Trump, including him claiming that Harris was Indian all the way. And then suddenly she made a turn and she became a black person. You know, that's what Trump said, quote unquote. You know, he said Kamala was Indian all the way, and suddenly, all of a sudden, she's a black person. You know, and then you got these videos of her being at a cookout with a bunch of jakes, and her doing this unseasoned ass dance. You know, that's what I knew. I said, man, this ain't no fucking Jake, man. There's some deception in this, man. Look how she dancing. She got no salt. You know, her mother was an Indian, but Janet Jackson, Michael Jackson's younger sister, you know, she said what? This lady got she got a Edomite father. This lady's really Caucasian, and you know you're identified by the C line of your father, according to the book of Numbers. Go grab it. Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18. This book of Numbers, chapter 1 and verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they it says, and they declared their pedigrees after their families. Now let's go into the word pedigree before we go on. A record of descent of an animal showing it to be purebred. Okay, and then the next one says, the recorded ancestry, especially upper class ancestry of a family or person. Of a person or a family. So it's the ancestry, pretty much going back to what tribe you would identify as, or nationality you would identify as. It says, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers. Okay, so it goes from dad to granddad on the dad's side, to great granddad on the dad's side, and on up. You know, your seed line is carried through the man's nuts. All right. As much as you want to say you're just as much as your mom as you are your dad, well, you came from your dad's nuts and you were swaddled in your mother's womb. You know, I seen a post somewhere saying that a person, like a sperm cell, is the brain and the spine. You know, and the baby enters into the egg, the mother provides the skin for the baby, you know, in the womb. But that brain and spine makes up a being of a person. The outer shell is no real difference. It says, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward by their polls. Okay, so you are what your father is, man. You are what your dad is. If your dad was if her dad happened to be an Indian man, then she would be an Indian man, or she would be an Indian woman, it's lucky. But her dad just so happens to be an Edomite man, which I wholeheartedly believe, man, through the spirit, because this ain't no Jake. We know that. We know how these Edomites feel about Jake. They even go as far as to say that Kamala's dad was in a bunch of Jamaican. Or it says, Vice President Harris' father is a well-known presidential nominees. It's like I mixed it up. Vice President Harris's father is a well-known Jamaican economist, and her mother is Indian. All right, that's what was told. Okay, making you to believe that she's the tribe of Benjamin. You know, tribe of BANYAMAN. Okay, making you think that she's Jamaican, so that she can win the hearts of Jakes. She can win the votes of Jakes, pretty much. She wants Jake to vote for her, you know, thinking that to help in some kind of way or shape or form. It's not, man. It's not. Says, yeah, that's pretty much it on that. I'm gonna grab some more scriptures, because we know how these Edomites feel about us, man. In the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, and verse, we can start at verse Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, and verse 8. We'll start at verse 8. And this is Esau speaking. Within his heart, it says, let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered. Let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness. Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness. That's why they got all these statues up and shit. You know, it says, in every place. They got their flag up everywhere. It says, "For this is our portion, and our lot is this. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth." That's America, man, all the way. It says, but when it say at verse 8, "Let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered." You know, they gonna want their own people in the chair, man. They gonna want their own people in the chair. They gonna want their own people in rulership. They gonna enjoy their part of their voluptuousness for the most part. You know. It says, "Let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness." That's right, the definition of the word voluptuousness. It says let's see. Voluptuousness, it says physical pleasure, sensuous gratification, in the Merriam-Webster's dictionary, it says voluptuousness, as in sensuality, excessive pursuit of fleshly pleasures. That's much better. Synonyms and similar words says sensuality, greed, carnality, wantonness, gluttony, immoderation, intemperance, self-indulgence. Okay, so this is what this devil has been up to, man. You know, that's how they really feel. You know, they don't want to go without their fill of pleasures, their fill of crushing the righteous under their feet. They said, "Let us afflict the poor righteous man." All right, which is who? Jacob, Israel. They want to afflict Israel, keep Israel under their feet, and let them and keep themselves on top and ruler. You know, and enjoying as much as they can. You know, before they run out of time. It says, "Before they be withered, let us crown ourselves with the rosebuds before the rosebuds be withered." Because eventually, the rosebuds will die. Their season to rule is going to be over. Everything in this earth is temporary. When the kingdom comes, that's going to be everlasting. It's going to be the first thing everlasting in the earth. You know. It says, "Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged." So they ain't sparing nobody, okay? No matter who you is, as long as you're a Jake, you're not going to get any part of this devil's kingdom for real, man. He's not going to put you in a ruling seat. The fact that they came trying to appeal to, she tried to appeal to the world as a Jake, just so she can win Jake votes for these ignorant black women. You know, just so they can say, "Oh, we got a black woman in office." No, she's not truly a Jake. Though she may have a little tone in her skin. Her mother was Indian, and her father was a Edomite. So that tone may be coming from the mother's side, which is Indian. You know, East Indian, which is Elam, the Elamites. She was saying my mother had a tough accent. You know, her mother was an Indian, East Indian. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 13, verse 23. Can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots? And this devil tried to change her skin and her spots. Tried to say she was a Jake. When she not, man. That's not her pedigree. If you go into her pedigree, her line leads back to Edomites. It says, then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil. You know? And if something was bothering me about it, I'm like, if she Eve, she's not going to win that election, man. There's no way she's going to win the election if she's actually Eve. You know? Which that's going to cause race wars, because now you got those that are going for Trump and those that are going for Kamala. And Kamala pretty much is standing for the face of Jake, because she appeared to the world as to be Jake, but when she's not, Jake's so ignorant, they don't do any studying or digging. They just accepted it as is, you know. And Trump got all these Edomites going for him. What you gonna think gonna happen, man? It's gonna be race wars. You know, if Kamala wins, which might happen because they just passed an article today saying that they're tied in votes. You know, they're neck to neck in votes. Even Janet Jackson said it doesn't matter who wins. Whoever wins is going to be mayhem in that same article, you know. Because we're on the brink of civil war. A lot of things getting ready to take place. You know. Then may ye also do good, that are accustomed to do evil. Now, if the leopard could change his skin, and if the Ethiopian could change his skin and the leopard his spots, then these Edomites can be able to become righteous. But that's impossible. You know? So, this is the book of Luke, chapter 15, verse 24. No. This is the book of John, chapter 8, and verse 44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lusts of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. That one was an Edomite, the father of lies. They asked her what's her plan to bring down the cost of living. She went to stuttering and telling all sorts of fucking stories that had nothing to do with the question. That's when we don't know what to say, because she's lying. She's trying to lie her way into the office. You know, it's not. And those that got the eyes to see can see it. You know, but that's all I really want to touch bases on. Tonight, SIMEON, I give all glory, honor, praises unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Shalom.